Sure. Thank you, Hema, for inviting me here. As we know, when we think about infrastructure in any part of the world, there are three classifications. We have mobile companies. What I mean is mobile network operators. We have the tower operators and also the road operators. Yeah. But a lot of the critical infrastructure for all of these companies, there are a lot of common functionalities. The common functionalities include any type of wireless infrastructure, which is a base station, a repeater, or a backend connectivity network. And sometimes the real estate is shared between all of the three entities, but they have different sets of goals. And this is sort of where we are seeing, critical issues in terms of how to make progress. Because, each of these classifications or each of these type of companies are looking to monetize their investment, and at times it collides with the other type of companies who are trying to protect their infrastructure to provide critical functionalities like traffic lights, is part of the road operators infrastructure. Yeah, the tower operators are providing the real estate space so that the mobile operators can include their base stations and transmission towers. But the mobile operators are leveraging both the real estate of the road operator or the tower operator to run a multi-billion-dollar business. So in all of this, what we are really foreseeing is a lack of a business model on how we can leverage an infrastructure through public-private partnerships. If we look at a lot of the roadmaps of the governments are essentially have a 20-year plan, and it will take state departments of transportation, counties and cities, truly 20 years to deploy critical infrastructure. And for us to accelerate 5G into every part of the country, we need collaboration between public entities and private entities. Yeah. And thanks to President Biden, there's a $1.2 trillion bill to improve the critical infrastructure, but that needs to trickle down to how the funding goes into not just at the city or a county level, but more at the smart states. And this is where a coalition of partnerships are required, where everybody can contribute their technology, their resources, and most importantly, building a business case in terms of what problems that they are trying to solve for the local state. And at the end of the day, it should be a zero-sum game to the state in return with a business model where all of these entities can share the revenue. I come from the world of transportation, and when we look at smart transportation and how we are building smart roads, most of the traffic in on these roads are towards commercial vehicle freights. They occupy 90% of the vehicle capacity on the roads, and in order to provide a safe infrastructure to these companies, and when we envision, how should be the smart transportation should look like, we are, seeing many states who are trying to deploy automated freight trucking, right? And, and if we can provide a network, provide an infrastructure where not just for trucking companies, but we can dedicate certain lanes for automated vehicles. And when we look at, the technology at a particular intersection, there are a lot of ways we can provide safety for vulnerable road users. These could be bicyclists, two-wheelers, who have to share the road with all types of vehicles and trucks. And we're really hoping that the infrastructure bill will improve and provide a framework. But what is also concerning is that there are many cybersecurity problems that we are worried about and there is a growing threat in terms of potential attacks on critical infrastructure. And so, we are really looking at the type of use cases ranging from automated vehicles, infrastructure for automated vehicles, and also building a framework where we can provide security to the critical infrastructure. So in the end, we are looking at a combination of advanced networking as well as cybersecurity as a framework to provide plethora of use cases that come out of it. Absolutely. And if I'm going to specifically talk about United States and some of the activities that we are happening. If we start with what's happening in the state of Michigan, there are a lot of federal funded projects that are being deployed, especially a project that allows to build a dedicated lane for autonomous vehicles, which would go from downtown Detroit to Ann Arbor. Yeah. There are many companies which came out of Google Sidewalk Labs, called Cavnew. They work with the local auto OEMs, especially the big three, and also the state DOTs to provide an infrastructure where we can deploy these, autonomous vehicles through dedicated lanes, but also have the site infrastructure to be able to monitor if these vehicles are performing in a safe manner. Yeah. Yes. And a similar effort is going on with other states. I think the city of Austin, for many reasons, it's attracting a lot of manufacturing capacity from companies like Samsung, and also from auto OEMs like Tesla. And many of you might have seen that Tesla is moving their headquarters to Austin. And that's also, allowing a lot of the public-private, to come up with public-private partnerships on how they can improve the infrastructure. There's an institute called Autonomy Institute in Austin, where they're trying to deploy public infrastructure network nodes. So this is sort of a concept of how to build a smart tower or a smart pole. So if you can imagine a pole, and every section of the pole, they're trying to build a technology that can be contributed to your partner. So just to give you an example of what a smart pole could look like, the bottom of the pole could be an edge server. And then the next portion of the pole could be a Wi-Fi access point. And then the next portion of the pole could be a small cell integrated with 5G, right? And then the next portion of the pole could be your distributed antennas, or or technology that can improve smart lighting. So essentially, what they're trying to build is a pole where multiple of these technologies are integrated, and make it as a blueprint and deploy these as sort of the smart poles that can be deployed not just on streets, arterial roads, but also on highways. So that is sort of an example of how public-private partnerships can come together, build smart infrastructure network nodes, which in returns to be able to have the rights to access to data, or be able to provide mechanisms to safely navigate both autonomous vehicles as well as non-autonomous vehicles on the same on the same highways. One of the last decade of efforts through smart city programs is that it was taking a lot of time for startups or technology companies to engage at a city level. And in an average, we have seen the engagement lifetime could be sometimes 4 years or even longer than that, and which was a very time consuming effort. What we have seen that's happening in Arizona is that they were able to collect many cities, many counties under one umbrella called as a smart state. And I thought, what they're doing in Arizona, especially led by an individual by name Dominic Papa, who is able to collect all of the counties to go through a single procurement process. I think they're setting an example on how the states should be focusing on deploying the infrastructure throughout the region, because every state in the country we have they have their top three use cases that they care about. Like if you take the case of Texas, they care about tolling a lot, right? And if we take care of if you look at the states like Arizona, not just border control, because there's a lot of freight that's going on between the borders, right? So they need to ensure there is safe freight trucking that's going between the borders. And also Arizona is one of the most advanced states where we have seen companies like Waymo, companies that are very advanced in deploying autonomous vehicles. The legislation allows them to provide, to start experimenting in the state of Arizona. So, Arizona has become a real hub of attracting many talented, many technology companies due to weather, due to very sophisticated highway systems, and also and drive a mechanism where the state is being the front ending a lot of the technology validation, build a blueprint, and provide it as a avenue to navigate the funding between all the counties and the states, counties and the cities.